We are a society obsessed with the finished product. But the moment you see a master move with total ease, you aren't looking at talent. You're looking at a graveyard of 1,000 failed attempts. Have you ever watched a surgeon tie a knot inside a chest cavity with the same casualness you'd use to tie a shoelace? Or a jazz pianist playing a run so fast their hands look like a blur, yet their face is completely calm? We have a word for that: natural. But that word is actually a bit of a lie. It implies they were born that way. It suggests that there's a gift that some people have, and you don't. But today, I want to talk about the Japanese concept of jukuren, or matured skill. It's the idea that making something look easy is an art form in itself. A process where effort is repeated so many times that the effort eventually disappears. Chapter 1. The Anatomy of Fear. To understand how we get to easy, we have to look at someone struggling. Meet Danieru. He's 27, a brilliant software engineer, but he has a secret. He's paralyzed by public speaking. Every time he has to present his code, his heart rate hits 140, his voice thins out, and he freezes. He recently lost a massive contract for his company because he couldn't get through a 15-minute presentation. He tried the quick fixes, 7-day confidence courses, breathing tricks, power poses. None of it worked. Why? Because you can't hack your way into looking natural. He eventually found a mentor named Kenji, who taught him that his problem wasn't a lack of confidence, it was a lack of mushin. Chapter 2. The 3 Pillars of Effortlessness. Kenji didn't give Danieru a microphone. He gave him a system based on 4 ancient principles: Kaizen, continuous micro steps. Kenji told Danieru to stand in an empty room and say 1 sentence out loud every morning. Just 1. This sounds ridiculous, right? But this is neuroscience. By doing something tiny and surviving it, you're recalibrating your amygdala, the brain's alarm system. You're teaching your brain that exposure isn't a threat. Shuhari, the stages of mastery. Shu, obey the form. Danieru repeating the same phrase. Ha, break the form. Danieru starting to tell his own stories. Ri, transcend. The skill becomes part of his identity. Mushin, mind without mind. This is what we see in elite athletes. It's when the self-monitoring part of the brain, the part that says, "Am I doing this right? Do I look weird?" finally shuts up. When the mind gets out of the way, the body acts with fluid, natural grace. Chapter 3. The Spiral of Progress. The most important thing Danieru learned was that progress isn't a straight line. About 4 months in, Danieru had a meeting with 30 people. He was ready. He stood up, and he trembled. He didn't freeze, but he felt that old heat in his face. He felt like a failure. But Kenji told him about Gammon, the art of enduring discomfort with dignity. He explained that change is a spiral. Danieru had returned to the same point of fear, but he was at a higher level. He faltered, but he finished. That is where mastery is actually born. In the moments where you aren't perfect, but you stay in the room. Chapter 4. The Science of Automation. Why does it look easy for the pros? Researchers at the University of Chicago found that choking happens when you try to consciously control something that should be automatic. When you're a beginner, you use your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part. When you're a master, the task moves to the basal ganglia, the automatic part. The person who makes it look easy isn't trying to be smooth. They've simply practiced the basics so many times that their conscious mind is free to focus on creativity and connection. 6 months after his first lesson, Danieru presented to 50 international executives. He didn't stutter, he didn't sweat. He told the story of his project with the ease of a man talking to a friend over coffee. Afterward, his boss said, "Danieru, you're a natural. Where did that come from?" Danieru just smiled. He knew it didn't come from talent. It came from 180 mornings of talking to an empty wall. It came from the invisible work. So, here is my challenge to you. What is your one sentence? What is the smallest, most microscopic version of the skill you want to master? Don't try to be great tomorrow. Just be consistent today. True mastery isn't the absence of effort. It's the result of effort so refined that it finally becomes invisible. If you're ready to start your own Kaizen journey, drop a comment with the one tiny habit you're starting tomorrow. I'll be replying to as many as I can to help you stay on the path. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the mechanics of human potential.